So what are the coffee gears that you thought that you would love and adore and stay with and care about and do all that good stuff before? It's an immersion brew / percolator / I don't know what the fuck it does. 1 minute you turn it over to let it not drip, and then you push down on it to make it create pressure. Milk pot is it's legendary in its own right. Espresso, revolutionary. It's cool looking. Like the way you use it is kind of cool, but in actual real application, it falls flat. It's gimmicky. It's faulty. How did the AeroPress make me a better brewer? I don't know. I'm really still trying to figure that out. We live right now. We're doing really well right now. Things are looking pretty good right now. And we're just going to be talking about the AeroPress. I've been trying to think about a video for the AeroPress for some time now. And for some odd reason, it just leaves me. And I'm actually going to do a couple brew sessions of it today, whatnot. And I don't really get down with the AeroPress. Not as much as I did in the beginning. I think that's how things go for a lot of people. They get something new. It's exciting. They try a couple of different recipes. They see where it fits in their current coffee brewing lineup. And you either still mess with it or use it for different occasions, whatnot. It's just one of those things to where it's like, it's just not there for me. It's really not. Okay, so AeroPress. If you have one, if you don't, you can look on the screen right now. If you're looking at the video, whenever this does come out on video, here it is. Here is the AeroPress. Mine is a little bit older, and I think that matters. The reason why I'm saying that is because the biggest drawback or the biggest thing about the AeroPress is that it is, to me, I think it's faulty. It's faulty because of the plunger. The plunger is a rubber plunger, which is perfectly fine. But after use of however many years, how many times you actually use it, it doesn't do anything. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Meaning that when you push down on the coffee, you're trying to create a air gap. So you're trying to create pressure into the vessel. And as you push down on it, it's, at least for mine, at least for I'm sure other people's that have used it and they say, forget it, I'm not going to use it anymore. And it doesn't really get the seal that you think that it needs. It's like the seal is weak or loose or something like that. And as you plunge down, it just doesn't work out very well. So the plunger part, this is the part that you push down. I think it's still very innovative for what it can do for coffee. You know, it's an immersion brew / percolator / I don't know what the fuck it does. 1 minute you turn it over to let it not drip, and then you push down on it to make it create pressure. It's funny, like sometimes talking to or looking at some of the stuff that's online. Like I saw something online about American Test Kitchen, and they did a couple different not videos, but different articles about coffee gear. I was going to do some post about it and everything, but I didn't because it was just very basic type of things. It's like they had 2 pour over devices, which is of course, V60. Then they had a Cleaner Wave, which is fine, but pick one. If you're going to make somebody mad, pick one. And then they had a couple different brewers and all that stuff. So it's interesting now that I'm like testing out different gear, especially since I've done the Mr. Coffee. It's been one of those things to be like, whoa, I actually see it for what it is. And it's a pretty good way or angle of going about trying to really understand how people use their coffee gear. But I don't know if they had the AeroPress on there. I think they did. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting, weird type of thing. And here's the thing. The reason why I'm saying that it's weird and interesting is that for the most part, it doesn't add that much to coffee. So you have the pour over devices that to me it revolutionized or at least gave people understanding of like, wow, I could make strong, intense coffee. Not crazy like espresso. We'll get there. But it's something that's like easy to do. You can repeat it each and every day. But the AeroPress, it really doesn't do that. doesn't do that whatsoever for me. And I don't know if it does it for you. I don't know if you're one of the ones that continue to use it a lot. I've talked to a couple of people and they're like, yeah, they use it from time to time. I actually bought a buddy this brewer because of the full bodiness of what the coffee can actually produce from it. And I think he just uses his if he does over the weekend. But the thing that he uses the most over the weekend is the mocha pot. Mocha pot is it's legendary in its own right. It really is. And the reason why I'm not trying to knock the AeroPress, but it tries to be a lot of things. But at the end of the day, it still tastes like a better, clearer French press. Yeah. You put the coffee in, you either have a filter, you don't have a filter. It doesn't matter if you have a paper filter. It just leaks right through. It doesn't matter. Then you wait a minute or two, how long your recipe is, and you brew your cup of coffee. You plunge down. Hopefully you won't spill it. Probably that's it. I probably need to mess around with the grinds and all that stuff, but whatever. It's not the same. The coffee just comes out slightly different than the French press. And again, I'm a big guy about clarity. What does clarity mean? What does that really mean when you drink a cup of coffee? It means that you can identify, understand what that coffee is. I think that's what clarity is. You can identify the flavors in that coffee at its present moment. And you can, it's a little bit better than a French press. Less cloudy, less muddy, less identifiable. But again, you go through all this stuff that you do with the AeroPress, and it's still just slightly better than the French press. I would say the French press was kind of revolutionary, but it's the first one. But after you have something over a filter, I think that's where things start to really change and matter. So the mocha pot, I believe, is impactful in the coffee world because of what it does to the coffee. You know, the AeroPress is really big and it did make an impact. It's still making an impact in the coffee world, but it's like with competitions and gimmicks and I don't know. It's just kind of crazy how you have to do so many different things in order to kind of bring the best out of the coffee. And I think that's the biggest lesson that I'm learning about the tried and true AeroPress device. I don't even think I'm going to get the other one. The other one is a little bit larger. It's like an XL. It's like $60, $70 for fucking AeroPress. These coffee gears are really expensive. So, espresso, revolutionary. It is espresso, revolutionary. The reason why it's revolutionary, at least to me, and of course, millions, billions of Italians will say this too, is because they created it, sure, is that it changes the coffee. It changes it for it. What it does is like, you just, for the most part, yes, you can use any coffee for the most part to make espresso, but depending on the situation, you're gonna have to like play around with like the way you roast the coffee. Because sometimes if you roast it too fast, you're just gonna get this violent taste that comes into your mouth, unpleasant. You have to think about the end in mind with the espresso machine. Espresso, it's totally different applications, smaller, it's intense. It's like sometimes it's hard to get that clarity out of it, but it just changes up the ball game because of what it does to the coffee. And I think that's the biggest thing that I'm getting at. Mocha pot, espresso, filter, Hario V60. It changes what you get from the coffee. And I think that's the biggest thing about it. AeroPress doesn't do that to me or for me. And again, I'm not knocking it. I'm not trying to be a dick here, but what do you get from the AeroPress? Do you get that magicness from it? Do you get that, like, I need to do this each and every day, or I need to do this every day? That's the thing about it. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And I think that's really more so my story. And I think I can write something about it or perform a video about it, because AeroPress is one of those things to where it's like, it kind of reminds me of the cold brew, you know? Cold brew is cold brew, right? And you try to force yourself, at least for me, to really like it, to really enjoy it, to really see what it is all about, right? But you keep trying and you try to manipulate it. You try to do the things that you have to do with that particular thing, the application, and it's still falling short. It's one of those things where it's not cool at all, right? I know there's been a couple times where I've had tasty, delicious AeroPress coffee. That dude. And yeah, it was good. It was delicious. It was something that was really magical. I can remember it. I couldn't repeat it though. I don't know why. Probably I was a novice coffee brewer. But, I'm still trying to figure out the lessons, the things that I've learned from the AeroPress that has made me a better coffee brewer. The verdict is still out. Probably think about it for the rest of the day as we try to figure out this video. I don't want to force it, but it's been kind of on my mind a little bit for the past week or so. But yeah, this is the AeroPress. It is something you just don't use a lot. It just is what it is, right? I just don't use it a lot. And for the reasons I've given, I think that's perfectly fine, right? So what are the coffee gears that you thought that you would love and adore and stay with and care about and do all that good stuff before? If that made any sense. I don't think it did. What are they? Does it make sense? Does it not make sense? Where is it at? Do you just go back to using your, so to speak, Mr. Coffee during the week and use a different brewer for the weekend because you can slow down? What is it? What do you do? You use percolator? I do need to get a percolator. I'm going to play around with percolators again. I remember there was a time when I was in the farmer's market. We had this old school $20, $30 percolator, 40 cup. I don't even know what they mean by these 40 cups, 12 cups, whatever, but whatever. And we would brew coffee beforehand, but something about, man, oh my God, this percolator. I don't know if they make it anymore. It don't matter, but it was amazing. It was quite amazing. The coffees were like rich, like really what you call rich, deep. It was like bold and heavy. And you put a medium roast in there and you can taste what you tasted. It was so damn delicious every damn time. Yeah, I need to get a simple, easy percolator. Play around with that for a little bit. I'll probably look one up right now because it's Prime Day. So you spend money, right? But speaking of Prime Day or Amazon, we're doing pretty good. Working on recipes right now. We got 3 recipes done out of 10 or 11. We took out siphon and I think I put percolator in there. And then I added probably single cup brewers and then the Keurig. But the siphon too. That's a work. All that work for nothing. I may have another rant about like coffee gears we don't use or coffee gears I don't use and why. I think that'd be a cool little episode and whatnot. This AeroPress was kind of the prelude of that all. But let's kind of wrap this up. And then if there's anything else I need to talk about, I will talk about it. Nobody took me out on my birthday thingy, so nobody would know my age. But if you want to know my age, just guess it and we'll go from there. Okay, just for fun. You don't have to win anything if you don't want to win anything. I was just going to give it out anyway, so even if you're way off, if you're telling people that you're, what's 30 times 10, 300, I'm 300 months old, 360 months old, whatever. But, nobody guessed, so we all good. We gonna see. But let's wrap this up, meaning that let's come full circle. What kind of things can we learn from the AeroPress? If that's the thing that we are trying to make a video about. Okay. How did the AeroPress make me a better brewer? I don't know. I'm really still trying to figure that out. It's gimmicky. It's one of those things to where I think I have sat down with this machine as we are talking right now, as a therapist would do, talking to a patient that's trying to figure out their problems, but In my case, for the AeroPress, it's like, okay, AeroPress is, it is cool. It's cool looking. Like the way you use it is kind of cool, but in actual real application, it falls flat. It's gimmicky. It's faulty. You have to be almost exact with the way you use it. And since I have a device that's more than likely done, that I need to get another one, I don't know if it's a need for me to get another one. Just don't use it enough. And the issue is that you're going to have to keep getting this plunger thing because of I don't know if they probably changed that part to where you could change this thing. I'll probably look into that. If you can change this rubber thing, because that's really the weakest link of the AeroPress. And then that may be a reason why to get it again. But again, I lent this out. I just let people borrow it. I buy this stuff for people. And it doesn't really do anything for me. So I'm still figuring that out. Let's play around with it today. Let's see if you can make something of help or benefit to people. And I think that's where we're going to go. That's where we're going to leave this right now. So the AeroPress, to be continued. Yeah. I don't know. Craziness. All right. I don't got nothing else. Like I said, the AeroPress is what it is. Coffee's going fine. I did have an order from somebody new, which is cool. Don't know this person, probably watches a YouTube video from time to time. But I thank you, and I think you're going to enjoy your espresso 2-pound coffee. I'll probably throw in some Peruvian too, so you can just taste that too, see what I'm all about, what we're all about. And if you don't buy again, that's fine. I know the coffee's great. But I just want to be of help to people. I did another impromptu podcast that I will more than likely get out first and then do this one, but we will go from there. So that's me. I'm rambling enough, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.